gunner training. There are a myriad of vehicles you'll come across on the battlefield, and some roles are designed to help take them out. We're starting with the Grenadier, a role that has access to explosive weaponry that can disrupt and destroy enemy armor and light vehicles.
Why is it not? Okay, now it looks like we're back. There we go. No idea what that was from.
Equip the RPG to take down the tank ahead.
Oh,
It's
I got an
important to
RPG.
consider armor thickness when aiming your attacks.
Yo, why
The
do
engine compartment at the rear of the tank has the least protection. Disabling the tracks will bring the tank to a crawl.
She got hit
Disabling
by
its
a
turret will weaken its
bazooka.
offensive capabilities. Destroying its hull will wipe the tank out completely.
Kaboom. Kablow. There we go.
Great work. The Grenadier can also place mines that cause massive damage to enemies that trigger them. Let's place an AP mine in the road up ahead.
I love how my guy doesn't automatically just crouch to place, but I have to crouch physically. Alright, what else we got?
Now it's time to learn a new role. Please redeploy and select the machine gunner role.
Alright, what do we got? Rules. Machine gunner. Firm.
You are now playing as the machine gunner. With access to a deployable MG with a large magazine, the machine gunner is excellent at suppressing the enemy and halting waves of attacks. First things first, an enemy boat is nearby and we need to deal with its driver and passengers. Mount your MG for improved accuracy and take them out.
Hell yeah. How do I mount? You tell me everything about this, but you don't tell me how to mount, dude. You are so... That's fucked. Nope. Nope. Oh, I gotta do it
MGs are excellent
before.
at suppressing and killing the operators and passengers of lightly armored vehicles like the boat. Suppression blurs enemy vision and improves your chances of taking them out.
Alright, 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 alright. We in there, we in there. Wait, what do I have to do? What? I thought I did all those targets. Oh,
As an MVA machine
didn't count it
gunner,
at first.
you have access to an AA gun capable of suppressing and destroying enemy helicopters. Use the wrench to place it, and the hammer to build it in the highlighted area.
Where we at? GI about to eat some dick. Come on.
Now, enter the AA gun and shoot down the enemy chopper.
Where'd that?
The AA gun is the most effective at disrupting the helicopter's aerial dominance. Enough concentrated fire will bring one crashing down.
I hear it. There it is. Oh, that's sick.
Well done. You have successfully completed your training.
Yo, I said it before, I only get paid like once a month and I still don't have like so if I don't get paid like how am I supposed to pay you if I said no, I already had like a certain amount of money for this month? And it's still like every week you've been asking me the same question, like I got you whenever I get paid, like, but I'm not currently like I'm on a very, very strict program right now when it comes to where my money can go.
Welcome to Recon Training. The Recon Squad comprises of two roles, Spotter and Sniper. It's Recon's job to relay enemy sightings, neutralize threats, and disrupt enemy movements and resources behind enemy lines. Let's get started. Move to the marked location. You're playing the Spotter.
Like, I
the
hope you
acting
don't take
leader of
anything
the
against
Recon
you,
Squad.
but like, you literally
Let's
asked
start
me
by
this the
placing
day
an
of my
outpost.
buddy's funeral.
To do this,
And like, it's
equip the field
like,
pad and place
I don't
the
know how many
outpost
times I gotta
inside
tell
the
you, like,
designated area.
I'm limited on what I can do right now.
This outpost can only be used by your squad when redeploying. Outposts placed by recon squads are the only type of outpost that can be placed in locked enemy territory.
See,
Enemy
I'm saying
forces
I
have
don't
been
have
spotted
money
across
for
the
it, and
river.
you're saying like
Move
just
to the
pay
next
me
marked
up
location
front
overlooking
this
the
much, and I'm
bridge.
still like I can't do that right now. I feel like it is kind of a rush for you though, because you've been hounding me off this.
Let's pinpoint where the enemy forces are located. Equip your flare gun. Aim and fire above the marked location.
All the players.
Good shot. Now open your tactical map and observe the flare's circular radius and the enemy positions that have been detected.
I told you I just came back, like I was at the funeral that day. I told you that. Because I literally said afterwards, I'm still out with his family.
Equip your binoculars and mark enemies with the correct non-verbal markers. Keep a lookout for enemy infantry, tank, and garrison targets.
Tank.
Well done. Now it's time to learn how to play as the sniper. In a battle scenario, you would be joined by another team member playing as the sniper, but this is training, so let's teach you the basics of playing sniper as well. First, we need to redeploy.
Dude, this game is about redeploying, I swear to
Select the
God.
sniper role and then deploy on the outpost we placed down earlier. You're now in the sniper role. Follow orders from the spotter and use your sniper rifle to spot and eliminate enemy threats. Move back to the vantage point.
I'm on it. Okay.
Now, neutralize all the enemy targets we spotted earlier. Aim down the sight and steady your aim before taking a shot. You must stop aiming down the sight to cycle the bolt between shots. So, take your time and be precise.
The rest of these guys at? One there. Can I just shoot at the same guy? Oh, I can.
Well done. You have successfully completed recon training.
No, you're all good. Like, nothing against you or anything, but it's like, bro, I can't give you something I don't really have right now.
Welcome to Mortar Training. The Mortar Squad is made up of the Observer, the Support, and the Gunner roles. You are the Gunner, a key role of your squad. You have access to a wrench and hammer you can use to build the mortar and defend it. Let's start by building the mortar. The mortar is a powerful offensive weapon with a lot of range, but it's important you set it up in a good location where you're out of enemy sights and able to reach your targets. Now, let's redeploy as the Observer where we can use the flare to scout for enemies for the squad.
Am I redeploying now?
You are now the Observer, leader of your squad. It's your job to locate enemies and provide effective communication and targets to your team. Let's locate some enemies. Equip your flare gun and aim towards the marker. Good job. Using your tactical map, you can see where the enemies are located.
Oh, damn.
Now, let's enter the aimer seat. Here, you can line up the scope with the target and use the metric conversion chart to find the correct elevation.
About 175, so we needed like around 67.
Another marker has come in for us to target. Let's readjust and keep going. Well done. You have successfully completed mortar training.
Welcome to Commander Training. It is your job to lead your team to victory by organising squads, placing spawns, and using resources to control the battlefield. Let's start by learning about Commander abilities. All of the Commander abilities can be found within the tactical map. They will depend on cooldowns and the available resources on the map, which is why it's important to have your squads build resource nodes. Resource nodes are important tools that generate materials for the commander, which can then be used to support the wider team through commander abilities. There are 3 types of nodes: manpower, munitions, and fuel. Up to 3 sets of each can be built, and this can only be done by an engineer. Coordinating with your team is vital to get the necessary resources flowing across the battlefield.
Dude, the only reason I'm even doing this shit is just because I have to, or I won't be able to even start a squad with certain things, or be these roles. Like, it should, like, I wish they would have converted this over from the beta, because I did all of these in the beta. Right, mouse, build
The blue dots, or blueberries, are your friendly teammates. Beside them are the nodes and their respective icons. The circle around each node shows its area of effect, and is useful when placing them as a set of nodes, which provide more buffs when placed in proximity of one another. Once enough resources are generated, commander abilities can then be selected from the list and placed across the map. It helps to keep an eye on the territory ownership and the grid while placing them, as not all placements are valid. To start, let's call in a supply truck at the HQ for your team. Good job. The supply truck can be used to carry a large quantity of supplies from headquarters to the front lines, and can make multiple drops at a time. Returning it to a resupply station will restock it. Now, let's call in the supply drop.
Oh, I did not mean to do that one. Bro. Where's it one?
Great job. The supply
I can't
drop
put it on
is
the
a great
ping, but
way
I
of
have to
getting
do it on
supplies
Google
quickly
since
across the
that's so corny.
battlefield, and can be utilised by your team to get a wide network of spawns and structures set up. They can be used
That
as
delete
many
message,
times
by
as
the
you
way, was
need,
not meant. I
irrespective of the
accidentally clicked it.
cooldown
That's why I
between
was like,
uses.
oh god.
Supplies are on the way. Let's place down a marker to let our team know and request they build a garrison there. Now, let's focus on attacking the enemy point. By using the recon ability, we can scout ahead to the next capture point to see what enemies await us. The ability covers an entire strip of the battlefield, and within that, you will see a snapshot of both enemy infantry and vehicle locations. Now we can see enemies on the tactical map. Let's call in a napalm strike to clear out the point. The napalm strike does massive damage across a wide area, but will harm friendlies as well as enemies, so use it wisely.
Napalm sticks the kids. Done it that way, but whatever. It's a tutorial.
Our territory is under attack. Let's place a defend marker on the friendly point to let our team know. Use the reinforceability on the point to support our troops. This will bolster our team's presence on the ground and help us fight off the enemy. We are reclaiming our territory from the enemy. Let's return to capturing enemy territory. Place an attack marker over the enemy hardcap to let our team know where to go next. Now let's use an artillery strike to blast the enemy point before our team advances. The artillery strike is another offensive ability that does a wide area of damage in multiple rounds. It costs less munitions to use than the napalm strike. Excellent. We're taking the point from the enemy. Well done. You've successfully completed commander training.
Dude, that was the most boring one so far.
Welcome to armor training. Enter the tank and start the engine.
I'll do if you let me move.
The driver is responsible for getting the tank into the fight. Manually shift through the gears for precise control and speed over the vehicle. Maneuver your crew around the battlefield and get the better of the enemy. Start by getting familiar with the 4 forward gears and the single reverse gear. When you're ready, drive to the marked location. Stop here. Observe close to the road the resupply and repair stations. When within radius, any damage sustained to the tank will be repaired and replenished with ammo and supplies. Now, drive to the next marked location. You are approaching a shallow crossing. A shallow crossing is a safe section of river that's shallow enough for vehicles to cross. Keep an eye out for these when there are no bridges. Stop here. Now, switch to the commander seat to continue. The periscope operator acts as the eyes of the squad, typically reserved for the tank commander. Use the periscope to help direct the tank's every move. Maximize your situational awareness using the periscope's 360-degree view. Watch your flanks, spot the enemy infantry and armor, and mark any nearby threats for your team. Try marking some nearby enemies. Watch out. We've just been hit by incoming fire. Enable the smoke screen to conceal our position from the enemy. Hit the tank and equip your blowtorch to repair the damage. Tank damage can occur in several ways, and the specific location of the damage can result in losing mobility and combat effectiveness. Damaged tracks will impact gear shifting, slowing it down. Engine damage will immobilize the tank from moving and turning. Turret damage will limit the rotational speed, and extensive damage to the hull will cause the tank to explode. Well done. The tank is repaired. Enter the tank and switch to the gunner's seat. The gunner's sole responsibility is taking out the opposition, making use of the various shells at your disposal to destroy the enemy armor and groups of infantry. Let's start by using the coaxial machine gun on nearby enemies. It's very effective at suppressing and neutralizing enemy soldiers. Now, drive to the next marked location. Always use lower gears when driving up steep terrain. Stop here. Enemy vehicles spotted. Use armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds to take them out. Use armor-piercing rounds on heavily armored vehicles, like this enemy tank. Aim for the hull beneath the turret, or the engine at the back to deal the most damage. High-explosive rounds are ineffective against armored vehicles, but are lethal against light enemy vehicles. Well done. You have successfully completed armor training.
Welcome to boat training. Enter the boat and start the engine. There are 3 seats in the boat: the driver, front gunner and rear gunner. To operate the boat and turn the engine on, we need to be in the driver's seat. Use the controls on screen and pilot the boat to the marked location. Now, let's dock the boat here. Pull the boat up to the dock and switch the engine off. Now the engine is off, both you and your team can spawn on the boat. On your tactical map, this is indicated by a green icon. Right, now follow the river upstream to the next move marker. Now stop the boat here. Turn the engine off to use the anchor and keep the boat stationary. Let's switch to a gunner seat and light up some targets. Alright, let's move on to supply drops. Head over to the next move marker. Time to drop supplies. Move to the highlighted area and make the drop. These supplies can be used by unit leaders to place spawn points, and engineers can use them to build resource nodes and defensive structures. Now drop the next set of supplies wherever you think is best. In a real combat scenario, choosing the right spot can make all the difference for your squad. Nicely done. Now follow the river upstream back to where you started. Observe close to the dock the resupply and repair station. When you're in range, damage taken will be repaired and ammunition and supplies will be replenished. Switch off the engine to complete your training.
Oh my god, dude, how many fucking tutorials are there?
Welcome to helicopter training. The helicopter squad is comprised of the logistics officer and the pilot. It is your job to work together to provide air support,
Look how scaly
transport,
my
and
hands
supplies
are.
to your team across the battlefield. Let's start by getting in the pilot seat and turning the engine on. We are now airborne. Let's get familiar with the 3 primary helicopter rotations: pitch, roll, and yaw. Great job.
Wow. I think I yawed a little too much. What the fuck? Look at that guy in the bottom right corner.
Welcome to helicopter training. The helicopter squad is comprised of the logistics officer and the pilot. It is your job to work together to provide air support, transport, and supplies to your team across the battlefield. Let's start by getting in the pilot seat and turning the engine on. We are now airborne. Let's get familiar with the 3 primary helicopter rotations: pitch, roll, and yaw. Great job. Now, let's follow the course and hit all the checkpoints to get used to flying.
you serious? I hate this game so much, holy shit. I went through the thing in the circle and it was like, nope, no you didn't. You had to get closer in the circle to get it. Like, fuck you, dude. Now I have to stand still for fucking 30 seconds to listen about how it's a logistic officer and a pilot.
Welcome to helicopter training. The helicopter squad is comprised of the logistics officer and the pilot. It is your job to work together to provide air support, transport, and supplies to your team across the battlefield. Let's start by getting in the pilot seat and turning the engine on. We are now airborne. Let's get familiar with the 3 primary helicopter rotations: pitch, roll, and yaw. Great job. Now, let's follow the course and hit all the checkpoints to get used to flying. Well done. Now, let's try landing in that field over there. Take your time. Adjust your forward and backward pitch to start hovering over the landing area. Then, slowly lower the collective to decrease altitude. Let's drop some supplies. Switch to the co-pilot seat and follow the controls on screen.
I'm holding, I don't know what you want me to do. Engine has to be off for me to do that, it's so stupid.
The supplies we've just dropped can be used by the team to place garrisons and defenses. Let's return to the helipad to get some more supplies. Let's land the helicopter on a helipad and turn the engine off. You cannot gain the benefits of the helipad while the engine is on. Helipads have the function of resupplying the helicopter when it has run out of supplies, and repairing the helicopter if it is damaged, so it is important to utilize them as often as you need. Now that we're resupplied, let's move to the next location and drop more supplies.
It really is making me restart the whole tutorial because I...
Helicopter training. The helicopter squad is comprised of the logistics officer and the pilot. It is your job to work together to provide air support, transport, and supplies to your team across the battlefield. Let's start by getting in the pilot seat and turning the engine on.